When my own brother tried to steal the house, my mother left me. I didn't fight back with anger. I fought back with the law. And when the judge read the final decision, my brother's face turned pale. This is the story of how I legally destroyed every plan he had and took back everything that was rightfully mine. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is on another level. A mix of grief, betrayal, manipulation, and an ending so satisfying that you'll want to clap out loud. Imagine losing your mother. Imagine holding on to her last messages, her voice notes, the house she wanted you to have for your future. And then imagine your own brother turning against you, treating you like a servant, stealing your belongings, and finally trying to take away your home. But the narrator of today's story isn't weak. They kept every receipt, every document, every WhatsApp message, and when the time came, they delivered a revenge so clean, so legal, and so final, the entire family was shocked. Let's get into it. My mother passed away in 2016. Her death broke me. She had always been the only person who truly understood me. Before she died, she told me one thing clearly: take care of this house. Yetumhain bohat kamayega. After she passed, I lived alone. I kept her room exactly the same, not because I was stuck in grief, but because it was the only part of my life that still felt warm. My brother arrives. Then one day my brother came. He said he wanted to help me, and for a moment I believed him. He stayed for a week. I cooked, cleaned, washed his clothes, took care of everything. And then the real him showed up. He started shouting at me, ordering me around, treating me like a maid instead of a sibling. And the worst part? He went to stay with my cousin and started talking behind my back, twisting my mother's words, saying I was crazy and that he deserved the house. At first I ignored it, but then he stole something precious. One day he sneaked into my mother's wardrobe, the wardrobe no one touches, and took some of her things, not valuables, but sentimental items, her scarf, her old ring, personal things she left only for me. I confronted him. He smirked and said, "Tumhain kya masla? Sabe ki makahain." That day something inside me snapped, not in rage, but in clarity. I realized he wasn't here to help me. He was here to take everything, the house papers. Soon after, the real storm hit. My cousin told me quietly, "Your brother is talking to a property agent. He wants to sell the house." My heart dropped. This house, my mother's last gift, the place she told me to protect, he wanted to sell it while I was still living in it. But he didn't know one thing. My mother had already transferred the property in my name years before she died. Quietly, legally, properly. And I had all the documents, the confrontation. My brother came one evening and said aggressively, "House key registry do. Agent Sebat hogi hai." I calmly said, "The house is legally mine." He exploded. He screamed. He called me ungrateful. He called me selfish. He even tried to guilt-trip me by using my mother's death. But I stayed silent because I knew the law was on my side. He left the house that night, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. I knew he wasn't done. The legal move. Within a week, I received a court notice. He filed a case claiming shared inheritance. I didn't panic. I gathered the registry, mother's signed transfer papers, utility bills in my name, witness statements, screenshots of him admitting the house was mine, WhatsApp messages where my mother told me, "This is your home, Bur." When the hearing began, my brother entered confidently, almost smirking. He thought I had nothing. Courtroom showdown, Bur. He started dramatically telling the judge, "My sibling is mentally unstable. I lived there. I took care of everything. I deserve half the house, Bur." His lawyer nodded proudly. The judge listened quietly, Bur. Hen turned to me, Bur. I stood up, calm, holding a thick file, and said, "Bur, Your Honor, before her death, my mother legally transferred the house to me. All documents are here. All signatures are verified, bar." The judge raised an eyebrow. My brother's face started changing colors. I opened the file and one by one placed the documents on the table. Certified, verified, registered. His lawyer panicked. The judge read everything, looked at my brother, and said, "Aapka case bilkul juta hai. Property inke naam legally transfer ho chuki thi. Aapka koi hissa nahi banta." My brother froze. His lawyer stopped speaking. My cousin, who came to watch, covered his mouth in shock, and then the judge added, "Aar jo aapne jut bola hai, aga shaheen tu ye apa case ka sakte hain." He immediately lowered his head. The final victory, my claim was upheld. The house remained mine, legally, permanently, unquestionably. My brother walked out without looking at me. Everything he planned, every manipulation, every lie, collapsed in seconds. Since that day, he never came back. Peace returned to my home, my mother's home, and I kept her belongings safe, exactly as she wanted. Sometimes betrayal doesn't come from strangers, it comes from the people who share your blood. But blood doesn't excuse theft. Family doesn't justify manipulation. This story teaches one thing clearly. Don't raise your voice. Raise your evidence. The cleanest revenge, the most satisfying justice, is done quietly, legally, and with dignity. And in the end, the truth always wins, just like it did here.